Hello, and welcome to the Utah State Board of Education. You're watching this video because it's mandatory. Also, you may be working with student data or have access to servers that store student data, and we want to help you safeguard it. This short video will explain some things you might need to know in order to keep student data safe, as well as serve as a short introduction to our department here at USBE. Let's start by talking about what privacy is. Privacy and security are two separate ideas that often get mingled together. And here at USBE, we're actually two separate sections. Our section is here, upstairs. Our IT department handles data security, whereas our department handles the privacy components of student data. If your computer has a virus, or if you think you've received a phishing email, you'll want to work with IT on getting that resolved. But if you're going to engage in any new data collection, usage, or sharing, you're going to want to involve the student data privacy section. Also, if you get a request from a parent or a student about accessing student data, you're going to want to speak with us. Which brings me to another point. Parents have certain rights in regards to their student data. Under the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, or FERPA, parents have certain rights towards student data. Namely, they have a right to inspect and review the student data we maintain and seek to correct inaccurate information. These requests are generally infrequent at USBE. However, if you do receive a request from a parent to either access or amend a record, please forward that request to the Chief Privacy Officer. Do not provide access yourself, as we'll need to verify the individual's identity. We may also determine that the LEA is the more appropriate party to provide access under FERPA. If you've been given access to student data, it's because you have a legitimate educational interest in it. That means you can use the data for your job, not for other purposes. Also, don't look up students in the system for personal purposes, or gossip about them, whether you know them personally or not. Some of you may be working directly with schools and recommending websites or resources that might use student PII. This has caused confusion from LEAs, as they're not sure if these websites and resources meet state and federal privacy requirements. So before recommending any resources to them that may trigger privacy laws, as Uncle Joey always says, cut it out, please. Reach out to the student data privacy section first so that we can review the privacy requirements. USB has a rigorous process before we share student data with outside parties. This process is described in the agency Data Governance Plan. Also note that the agency only shares student personally identifiable information with a written agreement approved by the board. As a USB employee, you should be aware that this process could take some time. So if you are working with a contractor or other third party that might be receiving student data at some point, please contact the Chief Privacy Officer as soon as possible so we can start reviewing the privacy components. Employees that regularly work with vendors should also notify the student privacy section if there are any changes to the data being exchanged. That is, if new data will be shared under an existing contract. We'll want to review the changes to make sure they're allowed by the contract, and then also review for any privacy impacts. That pretty much sums up everything you need to know from us. If you remember nothing else, remember this. If you're going to engage in any new data collection, usage, or sharing, you're going to need to involve the student data privacy section. The sooner, the better. So as a homework assignment, make sure you know where to find us. No, seriously, stop by, come say hello. Welcome to USB. Hope to see you around.